Hi there, it's Ian here, and you're watching Grumpy Opinions, the show where I'm going to tell you all about what I think of films, TV shows, games, and life in general. Let's get on with the show.
Snowpiercer is a Netflix show. It's all about the 1001 car long train running through a snowy landscape. Episode 6, Trouble Comes Sideways, starts off with trouble on the train. You see there's a strike brewing, and Melanie needs to quell those problems, so she threatens to take 10 random strikers and send them all to the tail, and then bring 10 tailies up in their place. But she needn't worried about that because there's a leaky box and it shorts out one of the brakes, and the whole train ends up being in danger of getting derailed as it crosses a big bridge. And of course, only Melanie can fix it, because only Melanie has the know-how. Meanwhile, Til and Oz are having a kind of crap time of it, because turns out he recovered, but he's going to blackmail her for like free sushi and stuff, and turning a blind eye to him screwing over the passengers. Layton, on the other hand, he gets dragged up to see the doc. Like the other doc, who wants to help him because she's noticed that there's mysterious X's on medical records that match with the people who've been put in the drawers, and hers has one now, and as does Layton's and Josie's, and he goes into a rage, and he rushes off to kill Melanie, and he almost does, when something breaks, and he doesn't. No, really. But luckily, while everyone's holding hands, Melanie manages to get the thing plugged into the thing, and that makes everything okay again. Right? Or is it? Oh, and Josie and Layton finally managed to get it on, which might cause issues because it turns out Zara's pregnant, which is surprising because it was only 3 days since her and Layton got it on. TV shows though, am I right? So what did I think? Well, as you can probably guess, I'm a little bit flabbergasted by this week's episode because it really was kind of a paper-thin thing this week. And sure, I mean, I've missed out a lot of the little moments in my recap because most of them were just little character moments. But some of them were actually a highlight. Like Oz opening up about his abusive alcoholic mum, like the wee scene with like the barmaid lady and Zara, like Miles showing maths prowess and getting a caliper because, I mean, he's obviously going to be Mel's protege. And even like, that sex scene between Layton and Josie. I mean, it kind of felt real and awkward, like two close friends finally realising they kind of fancy each other and getting it on. And it's a wee bit trite, I suppose, but at least the actors are trying. And in David's case, that's a lot better than normal when all he does is try my patience. But this week was another example of bad writing coming in contact with bad plotting and clearly everybody else involved doing their 9 to 5, just picking up their check and then going home. I mean, aside from this week having fairly little in terms of story, the whole bunch of it was just convenient moments. The train set to blow a gasket in terms of people being cross, and Third ready to go nuts, and then Melanie's going to bring down the hammer, which would have gone bad, but then the show needs to put that off for a few weeks, so instead the brake fails and then it gets fixed, because Melanie's the magic lady of amazing, who not only runs the train and drives the trains and built the train and designed the train and fixes the train and keeps everyone in line, she's also the only one who knows how to fix this problem, when there's other 3 trained professionals on board. Like literally, 3 trained professionals managed to drop the motor and damage the hydraulic pump, and she has to go in and fix it, even though Big Borgo the Serb can't do it because he doesn't know how to do hydraulics apparently. Even though when you actually see it, all she does is literally pull a plug and plug it into something else, and there's only one plug socket for her to do it to. I mean, that's not fixing hydraulics, that's plugging something in. And he totally could have done that. And he's like 7 foot tall. I mean, he could have done that a damn sight easier than her because he would have been able to reach it first try. And aside from Melanie, the whole nonsense of Layton sneaking off while sponged off his face with a mouthful of treacle. I mean, how did he get halfway down the train unnoticed where he can barely lumber about without grunting and moaning? I mean, come on. And then he actually goes, nah, it's fine, cobblers, just because she says, oh, actually the people in the drawers are the people, my safety people for the future because you're all good people. I mean, nonsense. And I don't believe it because the guy can't act for buttons, honestly. And also, how is Zara pregnant? I mean, as I said, maybe it's somebody from her hippie commune flatmates or something like that, in the stack. But literally, like, she played Hide the Snowpiercer with Layton about 2 episodes ago, and that was only supposed to be a few days. So there's no way she could know if she was preggers this soon. But then, what's the logic meter on a show like this? I mean, just stuff happens. And the Oz and Til subplot, that came to nothing. The bit at the end when Til randomly says,
what if I'm not the person you think I am?
For no reason, but other than the show wants to create fabric some ease between her and Jinju. I mean, come on, subtlety just isn't practiced in this dojo. And I could nitpick this episode to hell and back, but I'm not. I'm going to stop now. But I'm just glad that there's only 4 more episodes left. And then this season's done. And it's going to have to do an awful lot in those 4 episodes to make it worth me considering watching season 2. So till next time, I've been Ian. And these have been my grumpy opinions. And a special thanks to everybody listening, and especially my patrons, and most especially to Michelle Forbes and Judith Coloma, my top tier patrons. Thank you everybody. Everybody stay safe. Cheerio.